Today, in living in Harrisburg, South Dakota, I'm getting a behind the scenes look at the Harrisburg High School. This one's extra special to me because my son's actually starting school here in the fall. I'm going to be doing my tour today with Michael Amolins. He is the Director of Academic Services here in the Harrisburg School District. He's going to tell us all about the Harrisburg High School, the different programs, spaces, all of the new technology that they're using to advance our students in the state of South Dakota. So come check it out. I'm just excited to meet with you today. And one of the reasons that we moved into Harrisburg was definitely the school district. And I know I hear that from a lot of families that are coming to the area. Can you tell me a little bit about when you got started with the school district and like how it's gone so far?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I feel very fortunate. I've been in the Harrisburg School District for almost 2 decades now. I grew up in Sioux Falls, like I think a lot of people in this area did. And so when I was growing up, Harrisburg was just kind of a dot on the map. It was a town of 500 people. The K-12 building had a few hundred students. And it was a nice community, but coming from the big bustling city. Didn't really think about it a whole lot, but all of a sudden in the early 2000s we saw this boom here, and growth hasn't slowed down, and so there's been so much opportunity. And just honestly, it's just been a thrill to be part of the district, watching that happen as the community has grown, and we've really seen the school district become a central hub for both the southern Sioux Falls and Harrisburg communities. And so, I guess the easiest way to describe it would be to say in the year 2000, we had 800 students district-wide, and we were all part of a single K-12 school building. We now have 13 schools. That span across southern Sioux Falls and Harrisburg, and we have almost 6,300 students district-wide.
That's a lot.
And so obviously a lot of growth. It's one of the fastest growing school districts in the United States. And as I mentioned, as you're building new facilities, we have the opportunity to have, obviously you can't build old schools, so we have modern facilities. We have the ability to develop programs, which is a large part of my job. And obviously we have an incredible staff and a reputation for being successful academically, programmatically.
What parts of the Harrisburg High School are you most excited about, or programs that you guys have kind of kicked
Sure.
off?
Yeah, well, in general, one of the things that we've prided ourselves on is meeting students' needs where they're at. And so academically, we have really unique personalized learning programs, which means we do full assessments. We figure out what students know and don't know, where they need supports, and we develop a program around them that fits that, even if it means sharing students between teachers, which we do in a lot of our buildings. So you might have a cohort of 4 teachers in an elementary school serving kids in grades 2 through 5, but as a single group, things that are kind of creative and outside of the box like that. From my perspective, one of the things I'm most proud of are all of the different pathways we have, especially once they get here to the high school.
For sure.
And so, we have internship and certification programs across a variety of careers. So if you want to get ServSafe certified, we have a culinary arts program with an industrial food kitchen where students train to do that. If you want to go into the construction industry, we have a home builders academy where kids not only learn those basic construction skills, they can earn up to 15 credits through Southeast Technical College towards a construction management degree that actually translates to our Board of Regents schools in the state. So if they want to pursue a 4-year degree or beyond. We have 2 young ladies who just started at the high school who are ranked. They finished 1st and 5th nationally in long distance running out in Oregon this summer.
Wow. So they'll be freshman, sophomore?
I think so. I think that's correct. Yeah. So the stadium here was actually built before this became the high school, which opened in 2009. So this was just a football field in the middle of a cornfield for a while, and that's what's interesting about our district is we have that happen a lot where you'll build a structure or a facility, and then it's kind of out in the open in the middle of a field, and then all of a sudden,
boom,
there's a whole town around it, or other companies, things like that. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've spent plenty of time in these stands watching the football team, and my boys have played out here a few times. So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think one of the things that we always try to say too is we try to make our facilities accessible to families. And so We have 3 middle schools. The tracks and the fields are always open to community members if they live
Sure.
in those areas.
Yep.
This particular field is a little more secure just because there are so many, components to it. But
Sure.
we still have a lot of community events here. We'll have fundraising walks, awareness walks,
Sure.
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think our football team's going to do this year?
Well, they always surprise. Well, I shouldn't say they surprise us. They have had a tradition of excellence, as you know, and I think under Coach White, they've made the state championship. I think half of the years he's coached, and he's been coaching for 15 years or more. So they are really successful, and it just seems like as a community, you'll have a bunch of kids graduate, and then the next kids are ready to go. So, and that's just a tradition of excellence. I think we've seen across all of our programs. As I mentioned, it's not just athletics. We have an incredible theater program. We have an incredible band program.
Yeah.
I had mentioned the robotics piece. We've got clubs and organizations that I think a lot of districts just don't. We have a FFA program, and a lot of the larger schools in the state no longer have that.
I grew up with
yeah.
FFA.
FFA, yeah, and a lot of small schools have them, but it seems like as they get bigger, you lose that. And for us, it was an important part of our heritage as a district. As I mentioned, most of us are old enough that we knew this as a small agricultural community, and a lot of our staff members were here when that was the case. And so we haven't wanted to lose that small town identity, those agricultural roots. Yeah.
For sure. Well, and I think with the horticulture area too, that just kind of brings in that ag element as well.
Absolutely.
People getting their hands dirty and stuff.
Absolutely.
So if you want to know more about Harrisburg, South Dakota, whether you're currently a resident or thinking about joining us, I would love for you to hit subscribe, comment below any questions you have, and follow along for more information about living in Harrisburg, South Dakota.